Good night. This is Fumi Sleepy Time Stories. Tonight's bedtime story is about to begin.
Once upon a time, there was a wicked sorcerer who disguised himself as a poor beggar. He wandered from house to house asking for alms, but in truth, he was searching for beautiful girls to kidnap. No one knew where the girls disappeared to, for none who were taken by him ever returned. One day, he came to the home of a family with 3 beautiful daughters. Carrying a basket on his back, he looked every bit like a sickly, pitiful man in need of help. When he begged for some food, the eldest daughter stepped outside to give him some. But the moment she appeared, she was compelled, as if by magic, to leap into his basket. Without laying a finger on her, the sorcerer took her away, striding deep into the forest to his home. There, everything was splendid and luxurious, and he gave the girl whatever her heart desired. "My dear," he said, "you will live happily with me. Whatever you wish for, I shall give it to you." After a few days, he told the girl, "I must leave for 2 days. You will stay here alone. Here are the keys to every room except one. That room is forbidden. If you enter it, you shall surely die." He also handed her an egg. "Take care of this egg and carry it with you wherever you go. If you lose it, you will be cursed with misfortune." The girl promised to obey. After the sorcerer left, she explored the entire house, admiring the golden halls and treasures she had never seen before. But curiosity lured her to the forbidden room. Though she tried to resist, in the end she unlocked the door. And what did she see? In the center of the room stood a great basin filled with blood and dismembered human limbs. A large chopping block lay beside it, with a gleaming axe on top. The girl screamed in horror and dropped the egg into the bloody basin. No matter how hard she scrubbed and scraped, she could not clean off the blood. When the sorcerer returned, the first thing he asked for was the keys and the egg. The girl, trembling, handed them over. Seeing the bloodstains on the egg and her terrified face, he immediately knew she had entered the forbidden room. "Since you disobeyed me and went where you were told not to go," he growled, "now you will go there against your will." He dragged her by the hair into the slaughter room, forced her head onto the block, and chopped her into pieces. Her limbs were thrown into the basin with the rest. Then he said, "Now I must fetch the second daughter." Disguised again as a beggar, he returned to the house. This time, the second daughter brought him a piece of bread. With a mere touch, she was caught like her sister. Her fate was the same. Curiosity led her to the forbidden room, and she too was murdered. Finally, the sorcerer went for the third daughter, but she was far more clever and cunning than her sisters. When he gave her the keys and the egg and left on his journey, she carefully set the egg aside in a safe place before exploring the house. Upon entering the forbidden room, she found her sisters' dismembered bodies in the basin. She gathered the parts, arranged them in order: heads, torsos, arms, and legs, and as soon as they were complete, the bodies came to life. The girls opened their eyes and embraced one another joyfully. When the sorcerer returned and saw the clean egg, he said, "You have passed the test. You shall be my bride." But now he had no power over her and was forced to obey her will. "Wonderful," the girl said. But first, you must carry a basket of gold to my parents' house. I will stay here and prepare for the wedding." She then hid her sisters in the basket beneath a thick layer of gold and said, "Take this to my parents. I'll be watching you from the little window, so don't you dare stop to rest." The sorcerer hoisted the heavy basket on his back and began the long journey. It was so heavy that it bent his back and made sweat pour down his face. Whenever he tried to rest, a voice from the basket cried, "I see you resting from the window. Get up and keep walking." Thinking it was the bride watching him, the sorcerer kept going. Finally, exhausted and drenched in sweat, he delivered the basket to the girl's parents. Meanwhile, the third daughter prepared the wedding feast and invited the sorcerer's friends. She dressed up a grinning skull with flowers and placed it at the attic window to look outside. Then she dipped herself in honey, rolled in a feather, bed until she was covered in feathers, and disguised herself as a strange bird. Along the way, she met wedding guests who asked, "Fitcher's bird, where have you come from?" She replied, "From Fitcher's house nearby." "And what is the young bride doing?" they asked. "She has cleaned the house from top to bottom. I think she's now gazing out the window." Finally, the groom himself approached and asked the same. When he looked up and saw the skull in the window, he thought it was his bride and waved warmly. But as soon as he and the guests entered the house, the girl's brothers and relatives locked the doors and set the place on fire, burning the wicked sorcerer and all his followers to ashes.
The end.